5. It was on the 13th docket.
You're right. It's not on our docket today. I didn't call it.
Okay, Your Honor, there was a felony pending. You wanted to see her, and she's on Zoom.
Who's that?
Yolanda Jackson.
Ms. Jackson. Yes, I see her. Good morning, Ms. Jackson.
Good morning.
All right. We missed you last time, and Mr. Zepeda has brought you in so that you don't get a warrant on you. What's the case number? Do you have it, Rodolfo?
It's 665025.
All right. You were looking for a 60-day reset on it, you said?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Medrano, would you reset that 60 days felony pending?
Sir, can you give me the case number one more time, please?
665025.
Okay,
You
I'll
got
email
it?
you the date.
Thank you, Your Honor. Maybe we be excused.
Yes, you may. Thank you both for showing up. And y'all are excused. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
this is apparently a strange case on the docket Friday. I talked with you earlier about Mr. Lucio, but prior to his case on the docket, there was 574460,
Right.
which says it's Julia Jimenez charged with driving while intoxicated.
Right.
That case was taken into consideration and closed. I billed it on April 19th and was paid for it on July the 8th. I hope to God she hasn't been sitting in jail all that time.
I hope so too. But also she's got 1, 2, 3, 4 felonies pending. So that might explain why.
Ah,
Anyway, we're not worried about it on this docket.
anyway, I'm long gone. Thank you very much, Judge.
Take care, Bob. Stay safe.
Bob,
Yes, Nicole.
you still had a jail case also, but we gave it as felony pending 60-day reset.
574460.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to continue calling attorneys that are not here.
Okay,
Matt,
thank you.
They did not answer. Matt Stohansky, are you here or someone for you?
Thank you, Nicole. Your Honor,
You're welcome.
good to see you.
Excuse Bob. Take care. Stay safe.
Catherine, I sent you a chat.
David Volk, is someone here or he, David Volk? And finally, Jorge Canales. Anyone here for him? All right, anybody else need to announce or request courtesies of any kind?
Yes, Judge, this is George Manning, if I may approach. I just wanted to let you know that on, it was on page 2 of the docket, cause number 647480, State versus Stephanie Barrera. We'd like a reset to apply for pretrial diversion. That's what Ms. Pollard and I had discussed.
Apply for pretrial diversion. We'll give you 60 days. Those are pretty slow process.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I appreciate it. May I be excused?
You are excused. Take care and stay
Thank
safe.
You as well. Have a good one.
Your Honor,
Hello.
Your Honor, Carlos Martinez.
Was it Carlos?
Carlos Martinez on Thurman Hunt, 663229.
66
3229.
3229. Yes, sir. On the 4th page.
I don't have a docket, Judge.
It's not on the docket, right?
No, it is on the docket. You already called it.
Yeah, here it is. Okay.
He's in custody.
Right.
Just confer with the DA. The DA wants wants to look at the video. It came back 0 on alcohol. It's a DWI, but she wants to see how he's doing on the video and perhaps she'll consider a dismissal. But if he does bad on the video, she wants to proceed to trial.
GA to review video. That shouldn't take long. We'll reset it 21 days.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.
You too. Stay safe.
Same here.
Judge, what
Madam
was the
President.
case number on that one?
That's 6632229.
Okay, I got it.
All right, we're already number 6 on the conferring. We moving along. Ms. Powell's working hard.
Your Honor, Joey Contreras.
Joey Contreras.
Judge, we're still reviewing, we're ongoing review, an ongoing review with options with our client. And we would really appreciate a little more time to see if, decide what direction we're gonna go in.
How much time is the minimum that you need?
Oh, 30 days would be generous, Judge.
You're right. It would be generous.
Well, if you think it's too generous, I'll understand, Judge.
I'm going to give you 30 days, Judge. See, since you were a judge, I'll give you the 30 days. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
Thank you for the courtesy, Your Honor.
Joey, it's good to see you. Take good care. Stay safe.
All right, may we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes. Ms. Medrano, that's 657-848.
And Ms. Marano will send us a new date.
Yes.
Yes,
you will.
I'll email you.
Thank you
Okay.
all. Everyone have a great weekend.
You too. Stay safe. Carlos Martinez. Okay. Joey.
Your Honor, Cecil Bain.
Cecil Bain. Help, Cecil. Help.
Yes, I had 654136.
Yes, sir.
We've reached out to him and could not make contact since we sent him the court notice. And his bond company's computer is down, so we don't have an answer there either.
Well, at this time, we're going to make it a failure to appear, but you'll have 1 week before he gets a warrant issued.
7 days. Very good. Thank you, Judge. May
You're
we
welcome.
be excused?
Yes, sir. You're excused. Stay safe, Cecil. Good to see you.
Have a good weekend. Yes, you too, Judge.
All right. Anybody else?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach? Mario Moreno, attorney.
Mario? Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. I'm here representing Francesca Benavides. She's on page 1 of your docket, 618543.
Right. Okay. She has not answered so far.
She is present. She entered the hearing just moments after you announced her name.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Good
Judge, I'm
morning,
here.
Ms. Benavides.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Se te pegaron las sábanas hoy.
No, Judge, I'm recovering from COVID, so it's been hard.
Ooh. Well, I'm glad that you recovered or are recovering.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Mario, what are you doing this morning then?
I've discussed with ADAs in this case, Your Honor, and they've made Ms. Benavides an offer that could potentially lead to a dismissal in her case. So we're working toward that route. I believe we have we're basically coming up to that point. So if we can get a reset, I think that we can get this case closed out before the next setting.
Reset for disposition. Now, question,
Yes, Your Honor.
how much time do you really need?
Oh, I wouldn't expect it to be any more than a couple of weeks based on my understanding with the ADA.
Okay, 2 weeks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Ms. Medrano, reset them 2 weeks.
Okay.
Mr. Moreno and Ms. Benavides, you are excused and stay safe.
Thank you, you too, Judge.
Anybody else? I'm gonna go one more time through those that are defendants that have not answered. It is right now 9:38. Gerardo Valderas. Failure to appear. Jack May. 9:38, failure to appear. Maria Aviles. It is 9:38, failure to appear. Ernesto Seguido, that's already been taken care of.
Okay, I can hear you now. Sorry, I couldn't hear you, Judge.
Was
Excuse
it-
me, Madam Nicole?
Oh, I see Jack May showed up. All
Sorry,
right.
I couldn't hear you, Your Honor.
Well, I had listed you as a failure to appear, but now I have to undo that. You are present.
Yes,
Kirk,
sir.
how about your attorney, Kirk Sherman? Have you heard from him?
He is sick. Michael Sawyer was supposed to be making his way down there.
Okay, he had called me yesterday, told me he'd be here. Mike Sawyer, that is. All right, hang in there.
He should be there shortly.
I know he should be. All
Excuse
right.
me, Judge.
Pardon me? Hello. Okay.
Judge, may I approach?
And who was asking?
Linda Corley,
There we are.
over
Yes, ma'am.
here. Hi, Judge. So I don't know if I'm actually on the docket. I was told to go ahead and approach on a motion that I had filed on a client.
Okay.
It is case number 661879, John Scrogium. And I have already conferred this morning through chat with Miss Pollard, our wonderful ADA. And she has said that the motion is to release him from GPS monitoring. She's not opposed to that. She's going to be reviewing the case shortly. The state has already dismissed a felony assault case, and this case is a violation of protective order, not really protective order, I think, no contact order, Judge. He's been on bond with no problems, I think, so I'm hoping the court will allow us to.
What is his name?
John Scrogium.
John, spell the last one.
SCROG like George, HEM like Mary.
All right, your motion is granted.
Thank you, Judge. May my client and I be excused?
Hold on.
Okay.
Ms. Medrano,
Yes.
that's on 661879, off docket. Motion to release from GPS condition. I'm granting that motion since Ms. Corley, as an officer of the court, informs me that the state is not opposed.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Corley, now you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. You have a great weekend.
You too. Stay safe.
All right. Mr. Scrogium, go ahead and hit leave meeting.
All right. Danica McKnight. It is 9:42. Second call, failure to appear. Juan Calderon. 9:42. Second call, failure to appear. Luis Cartagena. 9:42. Second call, failure to appear. Jose Ibarra. It is 9:43. Second call. Failure to appear. All right. That's it for the second call on both attorneys and defendants. Anyone need to report or
Oh, hello, Andrew Ibarra. I haven't been called yet.
Mr. Ibarra?
Judge, that's an add-on for Suzanne Kramer, and I had told her at 10:30. And I scheduled him for 10:30, but I guess they put him on early.
Okay, I don't show that add-on. Is that a third add-on or fourth one?
Judge, that was added on after I had already sent you the dockets.
Jose Ibarra?
Yes,
Okay, he appears to be in jail, right?
yes.
Oh, Andrew Ibarra.
Okay, it's not Jose then. All right, give me the case number.
I've got 656-327.
327,
Yes, correct.
and that's Andrew
Ibarra.
Ibarra.
That's
with
correct.
I.
Yes.
And what is the charge in his case?
It's an ABI.
Family or just straight ABI?
Let me see.
All
It's
right.
family, Judge.
Is this gonna be that family you said?
I believe Catherine needs to speak with Suzanne because I don't think there was an offer made just yet.
Or is
Is
gonna
that
be a
right,
plea?
Catherine?
There's
Yeah.
there's an offer apparently from felony. I just don't have it yet. I don't know what the offer is.
So is this gonna be a plea or we don't know for sure? Okay, guys.
Let me try to get Suzanne in here.
Okay, now we've got
Your Honor, Longoria.
Isidro Montoya has a plea.
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Then we have another plea will be Eric Reynolds.
Yes, Judge. I'm present. My client was just online a second ago. He just called me saying he's having some internet issues, but the paperwork has been signed.
Very good. Then we have, is the case on Miss Elizabeth Russ, is that Julia Singh, is that a plea also? Ms.
Yes,
Melendez?
sir.
Yes, Judge, that's an add-on.
All three add-ons are pleas?
Correct.
Okay,
There's actually 4, but we're not sure about Mr. Ibarra just yet.
we're not sure about what?
Mr. Ibarra, we're not sure about him yet until Suzanne comes in.
On add-ons, I have 2. Singh.
Correct, Judge. I added more after I sent you the docket.
Okay, who
So
else?
there's 4 add-ons.
Okay, give me, I have Singh, I have Boslav, and now I have Ibarra. Who else do we have?
We have, for Robbie Ward, Mr. Everett Lemon.
Everett,
Lemon.
L-E-M-O-N.
Case number is 65. He has 3, I believe. Yes, he has 3 cases.
Hold on.
Catherine, you had an offer on that one already, right?
I'm sorry?
Which one is that, Nicole?
On Everett Lemon for Robbie Ward?
Yes, we're good to go on that one.
Okay.
What are the case numbers?
I have case number 647097,
The charge?
burglary of a vehicle.
All right.
And then he also has 650054. And that's a possession of a controlled substance.
Penalty group 2 or 3?
I'm sorry?
Penalty group 2 or 3?
What do you mean, Judge? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
It says possession of controlled substance.
Oh, it's 3, less than 28 grams.
All right.
And then the other one is 650055. And that is a fleeing case.
Fleeing,
Yes,
no A.
ATT, elude police officer.
But you missed it, Miss Medrano.
I'm sorry?
I said no A in there, right?
Oh, no, no.
It's
It's just
fleeing,
flee.
like FLEEING, right?
Yeah, like fleeing the scene.
I got you.
Okay.
And did we have another one yet besides that one?
Just the inmate, Judge. You already have that one.
That's Mr. Ibarra.
Yes.
All right. We have anybody else who's got to report? All
I'm sorry,
right.
Judge, what was that?
Do we have anybody else that has to report or check in or?
I don't think so, not right now.
Your Honor, I would like to urge my motion to withdraw.
Valentina Kogut,
Yes, Your Honor.
what is you want to urge on what case number?
Case number 644219, Convert Simmons.
644
219.
644. Yes, it is. Conward Simmons.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Thank you. You have a motion to withdraw, Ms. Kogut?
Correct, Your Honor.
Would you, Mr. Simmons, are you aware that Ms. Kogut is seeking to no longer represent you?
Sir, I asked her to withdraw because she hasn't been in communication with me.
I'm sorry.
She hasn't been communicating with me.
All right.
I made
So
phone calls.
you're not opposed to her being allowed to withdraw, and we'll give you somebody else?
Yes, sir. I would like somebody else, sir.
All right, Ms. Kogut, your motion is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you are excused. Ms. Medrano,
Yes, sir.
see that Mr. Simmons gets a another court-appointed attorney. Mr.
Okay.
Simmons, since you last applied for court-appointed, have you now gotten a big job or anything?
No, sir, I haven't hit Mega Millions, sir.
All right, then Ms. Medrano will send you notice of the attorney that we're going to give you.
Yes, sir.
Judge, if he could just leave his phone number with Thelma, and I'll get it from her after docket.
I've called the public defender office before this to try to talk to them about getting a new attorney before I asked her to withdraw. But she called me like a day before the court hearing, and I had to call her.
Mr. Simmons,
Yes, sir.
if you'll give your phone number to the bailiff, you will be given notice of the new attorney and the contact number.
Yes, sir.
All righty?
I will.
Thank you, sir. You're excused after that. And you'll be sent a notice of a new setting date.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anybody else need to talk to the court or make a report?
Yes, Judge, this is Eric Reynolds on Gregory Miles. We're ready whenever the court is ready, Judge.
Okay, we're gonna put you all in a pile shortly.
Hi, Miss Nicole?
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure, is there a way to mute my microphone? Because I do have roommates and I just don't want y'all's other sessions
Yes,
to be.
I can mute you. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Until it's time for me to see the judge, of course.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Judge,
Yes,
you have a good weekend, sir. Thank you.
thank you. You stay safe.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Nicole, you want me to get the information to Linda?
To who?
To Linda, the information from
Yeah, you can do that, please.
okay.
Have you found Ms. Kramer?
I did text her, Judge. She is in another court and she's gonna head over as soon as she can. But she also had, 10:30. So,
Yesterday I told you the one question. No, and then I told you the Hawaiian punch one is regular, the one with the red is faster.
Judge, what were we doing with Larry Meadows, Judge? Do you remember?
You mean
I don't
case
see it on the
number?
docket.
Huh? Is it on the docket?
I don't see it on there.
I don't either.
I know
Mary
he popped
Meadows?
in though.
I'm sorry?
I know he had popped in though. I just didn't know for what.
All right.
No, you misunderstood me.
We have Isidro Montoya. You ready on your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Eric Reynolds.
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
Robbie Ward. Does she have everything ready on Lemon?
He hasn't appeared yet, Judge. That's supposed to be at 10:30.
Okay. Liz Russell.
She is not here either, Judge. She's in County Court 13 right now. She should be here by 10:30 also.
How about Ron Zimmerman?
Ron was here and then he left, but I think he's expecting to come back at 10:30.
Okay, 10:30. 10:30 Kramer. Elizabeth Russell, 10:30. Isidro and Eric are ready now. The others are.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Kayleen, we ready?
Kayleen is out,
Oh.
Judge. We have a fill-in court reporter.
Ms. Thompson? Rachel Thompson, right?
Yes.
All right. At this time, let's see, the court calls cases number 647-699, State versus Gregory Miles. Attorney is Eric Reynolds, charges unlawfully carrying a weapon. Then we have case number 621-681, State versus Cortez Pitre, P-I-T-R-E is the last name. This one involves falsification of documents, etc. Mr. Miles and Mr. Pitre, are you both ready to proceed?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, would you raise your right hand?
Judge, it looks like Mr. Miles just lost connection.
Well, but of course. Hold on a second, Mr. Pitre.
Yes, sir.
Apologies, Judge. He's been having some, I believe he's back. He's on the Shirley's iPad.
All right. Mr. Miles. Gregory Miles. Gregory Miles. All right, then we're gonna have to proceed without Mr. Miles right now, Mr. Reynolds. Mr. Pitre, would you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir. So help me God.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Sir, before we proceed, you are charged with, let's see. Ms. Pollard, help me out here on the actual charge. What is his charge?
I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Yes,
It's
Judge.
just, it's kicking me out.
I'm sorry.
Who, me?
Ms. Pollard,
Yes, Judge.
what is the charge on Mr. Pitre? 621-681?
Falsification of a drug test.
Good to see you.
Oh.
He's on there now.
All right, what class of, is that? Ms. Pollard?
You can give me a second, Judge. I don't remember if it's an A or a B.
Judge, it's an A. It's a Class A,
I
Judge.
was gonna say, I would bet money that it was Class A. All right. Mr. Petrie, you're charged with falsifying a drug test, which is a Class A misdemeanor, punishable by a fine from $0 to $4,000 and jail from 0 days to 1 year. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
All right. Before we proceed, I need to inform you of your constitutional rights and protections. We're making a record of that. We have a Ms. Thompson, a court reporter that is recording all of this, making an official record.
Yes, sir.
The first right I want to inform you or remind you of is you have the right to remain silent, meaning you do not have to make any kind of statement. You don't have to say anything, answer questions, or submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially any papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial. You and your attorney and the state's attorney would select 6 people from a jury pool. They would hear the whole case, the trial, and decide whether you've been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you're not guilty. That's called the right to a jury trial. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to confront witnesses. That means if you go to trial, people will testify. You and your attorney, as well as the state, would have the right to question, challenge, cross-examine any witness who would testify. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
There's also a right called the right to appeal. That's a right wherein you or your attorney or the two of you would demand a higher court review the official record for whatever challenges you wanted, legal challenges you wanted to make. That's the right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And finally, you have the right to demand that this proceeding be held in the open public courtroom. As you know, because of the pandemic, we're not doing that. So in order
Yes,
to
sir.
proceed, you had a document called a consent to video conference. Did you review it and sign it?
Yes, sir, I did. Yes, sir, I did.
All right, now all the documents that you have signed, did you review them carefully with Mr. Isidro Montoya, your attorney?
I did, Your Honor.
And do you have any questions about any of the documents you signed?
0, sir.
All right, among the documents you signed, as I mentioned a moment ago, is the video consent. You also signed another document titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That document included a repetition or a reminder of the different constitutional rights and protections that have been explained to you and that you understand that you're giving them up. Did you understand that document?
Very well, Your Honor.
All right, it says in there how you're going to plead to the charge, if any plea. Also, it says in there and reminds you that the deal you made with the state, I am not bound by that. I have to say yes or no. Yeah, that's correct, but I am not bound by your deal.
Yes, sir.
If I refuse your deal,
We
or
didn't
if
find
I-
anything.
or if I give you a punishment that's heavier than what you agreed to, in that case, then the law would allow you to start all over again. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Now, then you made is this going to be, what kind of probation will this be, if any, Ms. Pollard?
Judge, this is a judgment satisfied.
All right. Then, do you understand what kind of plea you're going to enter in this matter and the results of it?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. So to the charge of falsifying a drug test, what is the plea that you're entering?
No contest, Your Honor.
A no contest plea, but as this court has taken as a guilty plea and it's sufficient for me to find you guilty. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions about that?
No, sir.
All right. And I accept your plea of no contest to the charge of falsifying a drug test. You have entered and signed a document that's called a plea agreement. Ms. Pollard, would you tell me what the agreement is?
Yes, Judge, the agreement is a $50 fine plus court costs, 1 day Bear County Jail, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, and that would satisfy the judgment.
That is correct, Judge.
Mr. Petrie, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, and based on your accept your plea of no contest, I approve the agreement that you have entered into. You are fined $50 plus court costs. You are sentenced to 1 day Bear County Jail. Credit for time served, time and money run concurrent. The court finds that you have satisfied this judgment. In case number 621681, you owe nothing further to the state of Texas on that charge, nor to this court. I need you to go by the offices of County Court at Law Number 5. You need to place your thumbprint, have the staff help you put your thumbprint on the papers that the law requires you to put the thumbprint on the different papers. You understand?
Yes, sir. You said County Court number 5?
That is correct.
Yes, sir.
You have 7 days to get there. So, any questions, Mr. Petrie?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Montoya?
No, Judge.
Ms. Pollard?
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
All right, then. On this case, this concludes the proceedings. Thank you.
Your Honor, may we be excused, Judge?
You are excused. Don't forget to go and put your thumbprint on there, Mr. Petrie. They'll help you do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have a great rest of your day, Your Honor. Happy
Have a
Friday.
good weekend. Have a good weekend, Judge.
You too. You guys stay safe.
Goodbye.
All right. Mr. Reynolds, have you got Mr. Miles straightened out yet?
Judge, he keeps, it looks like it's gone back and forth several times here on Shirley's iPad. I hate to say it, Judge, but I don't think his connection's going to be stable enough for us to actually do a plea today.
I was going to say that we're going to have to recall it for another day. I'm not going to be getting cut in and out in the middle of the process.
Yes, Judge. Is it okay if I get with Nicole on a reset date for next week?
Yes, sir. You go right ahead and get that done.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
day.
Take care. Stay safe.
Sir.
Your Honor, may I approach
Who is asking?
Elizabeth Russell on Julia Singh?
Yes, ma'am.
We are set for a plea today, Judge. Ms. Singh is here. I apologize, I was late. I'm still in County Court 13, but I told them that we needed to check in here.
Okay. And are you ready to proceed now, or what do you want to do?
I
Yes,
am.
Judge, all the paperwork on that one is ready to go.
All right. Anybody else ready to go right now?
Your Honor,
Okay.
Gary Hillier, if I may approach real briefly.
Mr. Hilly.
Judge, I've conferred with Miss Reed. We have an offer, but like I've mentioned earlier, we need the blood discovery order signed. I've emailed her.
Give me the case number, Mr. Hilly.
635-350, Judge.
635.
350.
All right. This is a blood discovery.
Yes, Judge.
These are famously lengthy. I'll give you 60 days on this.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Medrano, 60-day reset for blood discovery. All right, Ms. Russell, let's get yours done.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
You're excused. Stay safe, Mr. Hilly.
Have a good weekend. Thank you. You can log off now, Gabe.
All right. Case number 6, court calls case number 640512, State versus Julia Singh.
Ms.
Ms.
Singh, if you'll
Singh.
please turn on your video and.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
I don't see her, but I do see the name. Ms.
I don't-
Singh. There we are.
There we are.
Ms. Singh, would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You may put your hand down. Ms. Singh, before we proceed, I'm going to briefly discuss with you, for the record that's being made by Ms. Thompson, our court reporter, I'm going to briefly remind you of very important rights and constitutional protections that you have. Number one is the right to remain silent. You have the right not to say anything at all, no statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit written paperwork with your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. You understand you have the right to remain silent.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial. That means you and your attorney and the state could select 6 people from a jury pool of disinterested parties to hear the trial and decide whether you've been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you're in fact not guilty. That's the right to a jury trial. You understand you have that right.
Yes, sir.
If you go to trial, you'll have people testify, and you and your attorney and the state could question, cross-examine, or challenge witnesses. That's called it right to confront witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to an appeal. That means you, your attorney, or the combination could demand that a higher court review the official record of this case for whatever legal challenge you wanted to make. You'd have to follow the rules on time limitations, the right forms and substance, but that's basically the right to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You also have the right to demand that this proceeding be held in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing that. Instead, we're asking you, and you appear to have signed a document called Consent to Video Conference. Are you aware of the document I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. I've signed it already.
And did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, before we proceeded on this matter, you and your attorney reviewed certain documents that you have signed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand the documents?
Yes, sir. I did.
Every document you signed, you understood.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the first one of greatest importance is one that's titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That one reminds you of all the rights we just talked about, but they're in writing. Reminds you of them. Did you see and understand that?
Yes, I did.
On that document, it also says how you're pleading and what you're pleading to. And it also reminds you of the range of punishment. Did you see all that?
Yes, I did.
Are you aware, and I remind you that whatever deal you made with the state, I am not required to accept. As the judge, I have the authority and responsibility to say yes or no to your deal. I also can give you any punishment in the range of punishment, even if it's a greater punishment than what you agreed to. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If I reject your deal or give you a greater punishment, then the law would allow you to start all over again, and nothing that you've said or anything that you've signed would be used against you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, you've made a plea agreement. Ms. Pollard, what is the basic agreement? Do y'all have a motion?
No, Judge, we're not amending this information.
All righty. Then you're proceeding on DWI first?
Judge, I believe this one is a DWI 0.15 or higher.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that on the papers. All right. And to that charge, what is the agreed plea, Ms. Pollard?
Yes, Judge, the agreement is a $500 fine plus court costs.
What is the plea going to be? No contest or guilty?
No contest, I assume.
Careful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're pleading.
All right.
The paperwork reflects a no contest plea, Judge.
All right. So it'll be a plea of no contest, a fine. Ms. Pollard?
And then 365 days Bear County Jail
What is-
probated,
Tell me the fine first.
$500.
Okay. $500 fine, 365 days jail.
Yes, Judge, probated over 16 months.
All right.
DWI education, victim impact panel live, a TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, 48 community service hours, and restitution, if any, to Jose Leon.
Jose what?
Leon,
Leon?
yes.
Ms. Russell, is that going to be the agreement?
Yes, Judge, it is. And just so that you're aware, there is no restitution owed to Mr. Leon. Ms. Singh's insurance
All right.
covered the damages.
We'll show that in the record. All
Also,
right, then,
Judge,
Ms.
Judge, on the fine, and we were asking to probate 1/2 of that fine, so $250 probate.
I'm listening and we'll see what we do momentarily.
And I did want to address the court on both that and the ignition interlock
Okay,
whenever.
then Ms. Singh officially to the charge of DWI with a blood alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. How do you plead, ma'am?
No content.
A no contest plea, as I mentioned, is considered a guilty plea and is sufficient for me to find you guilty. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Then I accept your plea of no contest. Before I proceed, you have requested or have applied for probation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The forms have specific information that they require and commitments that you're making. Did you understand what the form said in applying for probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then I accept your plea of no contest. Based on your plea of no contest, I find you guilty. You are fined at this point, subject to listening to your client, to your attorney, $500 plus court costs. You were sentenced to 365 days Bear County Jail, probated for 6 months. That means the jail portion is probated or suspended for 6 months based on your commitment to live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. You will apply for and in good faith complete the DWI education program, the Victim Impact Panel Live. You'll submit to a TAP evaluation and the recommendations therein. You will have ignition interlock installed in your personal vehicle for a continuous 6 months minimum. During that time, you're not to drive any other vehicle other than your own with the ignition interlock. You will complete 48 hours of community service restitution. Is that the understanding at this point, Ms. Russell?
Yes, Judge.
All right, restitution, if any, and your attorney as an officer of the court informs me that Mr. Jose Leon is owed nothing by way of restitution. All right, now the court will hear you, Ms. Russell. Oh,
Yes, Your
one thing
Honor.
first. Ma'am, how do you earn a living, young lady?
I was going to tell you all of that, Judge, if that's okay.
Well, I'd rather have it from her under oath. Ms. Singh,
Yes,
how
sir.
do you earn a living?
I work at an ice cream shop downtown.
Okay, and what are you making per month or year?
Per month, I believe it's 2,500.
Do you have any children you support?
Yes, sir, I do. I have a 3-year-old.
Okay. Do you receive child support for that child?
No, sir.
My question then would be, why not?
I should. I just haven't came around to doing it. I try to
Alright.
keep everything civil between his dad to keep it out of court.
Well, I need you to understand one thing. Every dollar that he's supposed to pay you in child support that you're not enforcing him to, you're allowing him to steal from your own child. You need to understand that. And
Yes,
if you felt you didn't want a penny from that fella, that's okay, but you still, if nothing else, could put that money away for later expenses or for college. So I'm going to require you to contact the Attorney General's office for the purpose of establishing child support.
Okay.
Now, Ms. Russell,
Yes, Judge.
you wanted to address the fine for one?
I did, on two separate areas. First, Judge, on the ignition interlock, I would request that my client be allowed to use a Smart Start mobile device once she provides an affidavit of non-car ownership and non-driving. Ms. Singh's car was totaled during the accident. She has not gotten a new car due to financial reasons. And we'd ask that she be allowed to do the Smart Start mobile while she does not own a car. And then secondly, Judge, if you'd like me to continue.
Please.
Ms. Singh is also a student. She goes to school full-time while working. And that's why we would request the court to probate an amount that they see fit. We would request an amount of $250 to probate off of her $500 fine. She does have quite a few expenses, including school, and she'll have the Smart Start mobile and other probation costs. And we would ask the court to probate that fine so that Ms. Singh can financially provide for her family as well as meet the commitments that she's making to the court today. And then further, we'd ask for her probation cost to be set at the minimum if the court sees fit.
Very good. Ms. Singh, you've heard what your attorney had to say. Are you telling me under oath that what she's had to say is true and accurate?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to probate 300 of that fine because you're going to talk to the Attorney General's office on child support.
Yes, sir.
That means you will only pay a $200 fine.
Thank you, Judge.
I am also going to change instead of ignition interlock, you'll have to use the Smart Start mobile. If you obtain the use of a vehicle, then you'll have to have the ignition interlock installed on that vehicle. Are you telling me under oath that you do not have a vehicle that you have access to right now?
Yes, sir. I do not at the moment.
All right. And your supervisory fee is set at the minimum of $25 a month.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Now, before you leave, two things. One, you have to show up at County Court at law number 5, the offices, and have your thumbprint placed on the documents that require your thumbprint. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And before you leave, you need to visit with, I think it's Marisa.
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes.
Ms. Marisa Selovich. She is going to put you on the path of the probation. Probation, the office will read to you every condition that you're required to live up to. You will sign those conditions. You will have a copy in your hands. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, questions, Ms. Russell?
Nothing, Judge. Thank you.
Questions, Ms. Singh?
No, sir.
Questions, Ms. Pollard?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right. Then at this point, y'all are excused with the exception that Ms. Singh has to visit with Ms. Sedovich.
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right. Anybody else need to report or ask anything or make a presentation?
Judge, I'm present for Zachary Brown.
Hi, Julie.
How are you?
I am well. How about you?
I'm fine.
Give
My
me the case
client,
number, Julie.
case number 652-340.
652-340. There it is. Okay. What do we
I was
have?
conferring with Miss Pollard last time we were here.
Yeah.
She was going to check into some things. My client needs to be at work at 11. I'm sorry, I got hung up in the juvenile court this morning.
Julie, you're one of the people that's most dependable in my book, so not to worry.
I did
did get-
email your coordinator yesterday, so.
I did get the message that you'd be here a little bit late, but that's fine. You're here. All right, we're gonna recall you, what, 2 weeks?
If I may speak with Miss Pollard, and if my client could be excused, he's got to be at work.
Ms. Brown, you go right ahead and go to work.
And Miss Zachary, I'll be in touch with you, okay?
Are we gonna recall you in 2 weeks, or you're just gonna want to confer?
I would like to confer with Miss Pollard.
Okay, she's gonna be tied up. You might need to come back at about 11:15, 11:30. We're gonna have about 4 or 5 pleas we're doing right now.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll
Okey-dokey.
come back. I'll come back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Julie, if you
Yes.
want, I'll email you about this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, I remember looking into it. I'll email you.
I had just chatted with you. I don't know. If
Okay,
you chat.
perfect.
Okay. Thanks. Then I will, could we get a reset, Judge?
Yes, Ms. Medrano, how about 2 weeks? Can that work, Julie?
We can't do 2 weeks, Judge.
I'm sorry?
We cannot do 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's already full.
How about, how much time can we give her?
I am out all the way to October 20th right now.
Ooh, all right. Well, Julie, you'll have to wait till October 20th.
All right. Should I put that on my calendar?
Ms. Medrano?
Yes, October 20th.
All right,
Thank you.
very good. It is now 10:31. We should have several cases to take care of. Robbie Ward, I see you present. Is Mr. Everett Lemon here?
He should be, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is.
I always get a kick out of it, Robbie, when people tell me it should be.
I don't, well, I can't, I don't have the participant list up. I can't pull it. Oh, now it's showing.
Okay, I see
Okay.
Mr. Lemon,
Yes.
the handsome young dude with a beard and a lot of hair.
And a new baby.
Hey, how about that? He's got 3 cases. Then we have, let's see. Ron Zimmerman is your client, Boslav here.
Yes, he is, Judge. I can see his name right there. And there he is. I can see his images as well, too.
Talk about a hairy guy. He's another one. Then we have Suzanne Kramer. Is she here? No Suzanne Kramer. Okay. Then we'll have to do with just 2 attorneys.
Judge, we have, this is Larry Meadows. We have Victoria Musa as well for a plea, set for a plea today, 10:30.
And Judge, on that one, I believe the case number on the paperwork might be wrong. We're TICing one and pleading to another one. I don't know if that's something the clerks can just change or if we need to redo the paperwork.
I am not in a position to tell you, but what's the case number on that?
The one where
Hello?
yeah, Judge, I'm looking it up. The one we're going on is 661375.
661375. What's the charge on that one?
Assault, ABI married.
All right. And what's the one that's going to be TIC'd or whatever?
Violation of protective order. That is 667551.
TIC'd. All right. Is the paperwork all done on that? Ms. Medrano, Ms. Pollard? I know you said there's a problem with it, Ms. Pollard.
It's all signed, Judge, and the terms of the agreement in the paperwork are correct, but the heading has the wrong case number.
All right, that should be easy to interdelineate however we need to.
Okay, then we're ready.
All right. Then we have, the only one we don't have is Suzanne Kramer. All right. Everett Lemon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see, where are you? There you are. Everett Lemon. Ray Bohuslav.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Andrew Ibarra. No, that's not, we're not doing that. Sorry. Victoria Musa.
I'm here, Judge.
Would the three of you please raise your right hand? Do each of you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Ms. Musa?
I swear.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Mr. Bohuslav?
I do. I swear.
All right. And how do you put your hand down? How do you pronounce your name, sir?
You got it right, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Lemon.
I swear.
Then you can put your hand down. Before we proceed, I am informing each of you, the three of you, that you have individually certain rights, and they apply to one case or 10. In your case, Mr. Lemon, you have 3. Ms. Musa, you have technically 2 at this point. These rights apply to each of you. First of all, you have the right to remain silent. That means that each of you cannot be compelled to make any kind of statement. You cannot be forced to answer questions, nor can you be compelled to sign papers that are part of this record, particularly papers wherein you admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have that right? Ms. Musa?
I understand.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes.
You each have the right to a jury trial on each case. That means that you and your attorney with the state could select 6 people to hear a trial of whatever charge you have. Those 6 people could decide whether you've been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you're not guilty. That's called the right to a jury trial. Do you understand you have that right, Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Musa?
Yes, sir. I understand.
You each have the right to confront witnesses. If you go to trial, people will come in and testify. You individually and the state also, in each case, would have the right to question, cross-examine, or challenge any witness who would testify in the case. You understand you have that right, Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Musa.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right. They also have the right to appeal. That's a special right that you individually or your attorney or the combination could demand that a higher court, after all is said and done, you could demand that a higher court review the official record for whatever legal challenges you wanted to make. That that right of appeal is highly technical. You have to be careful of time limitations, the right forms, the right substance that you would have to use. But that is the right to appeal generally. Do you understand you have that right, Ms. Musa?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, then finally, you each have the right to demand that this proceeding be held in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing the open public courtrooms. Instead, we're doing what we call video conference. And in order to proceed, it is my understanding that you have each, for each case that you're involved with, you have signed what's called a consent to video conference. Is that true for you, Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Musa?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, which of you will be asking for probation? Are you going to be asking for probation, Ms. Musa?
Yes, Your Honor, deferred.
All right. Mr. Bohuslav?
The same, deferred adjudication.
All right. And Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir. Deferred.
Deferred, all three of you. All right. Now, let's talk about several things that are very important. You have each reviewed documents and signed them that are part of this record in each of your cases. Did you review each of these documents that you have signed with your respective attorneys? Mr. Lemon with Ms. Robbie Ward.
Yes, sir.
Did you have any questions about the documents?
No, sir.
Mr. Bohuslav with Mr. Ron Zimmerman.
He explained everything, whether I wanted it or not.
Okay, very good. Did you understand it?
Yes, sir. Very, very well.
All right. And Ms. Musa,
Yes, sir.
did you understand the documents you signed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's start off. First of all, each of you signed the consent to video conference. We already established that, but then we also, each of you signed a document for any and all cases involved called Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That document specifically mentions what you're charged with and how you're pleading. It also says the range of punishment for the case involved. And it also reminds you that of all the different rights that I just discussed with each of you, but these are in writing. Do you understand what you've seen and read and signed? Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Musa?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Among the things that it says that I want to repeat to you, each of you has made a deal with the state. As the judge, I am required to say yes or no. I can accept it or I can reject it outright. I can also give you any punishment within the range of punishment for your offense, even if I give you a punishment that's heavier than what you agreed to. In your cases, if I give you a punishment that's heavier than what you agreed to, or if I reject your deal outright, then in that case, the law would allow you to start all over again and nothing that you've said or signed would be used against you. Do you understand that, Ms. Musa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, you've also, each of you signed an application for deferred adjudication. That application has specific information and commitments that you're making by signing it. Did you understand that, Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bohuslav,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Musa.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then each of you signed what's called a plea agreement. On Mr. Lemon, Ms. Pollard, what is the result of the negotiations? What's going to happen on the 3 cases?
Judge, on Mr. Lemon, he is pleading to case number 647097. And it is a $500 fine plus court costs, 14 months deferred, 48 community service hours, the ATSE course.
Is that AT like Tom?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Random UAs for 6 months. And we're going to be taking into consideration case number 650054 and 650055.
Ms. Ward, is that your understanding?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Lemon, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
All right. So officially, to the charge of burglary of a vehicle, what is your plea, sir?
No contest.
I remind you and each of you that a no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court. And that alone is sufficient for me to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I will honor the agreement. I find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty of burglary of a vehicle under 647097, but I do not find you guilty. I am instead deferring that adjudication for 14 months. That means I'm suspending that. I can still come back in and find you guilty, and I'll explain that to you shortly. You're fined $500 plus court costs. Sir, do you have children you support?
Yes, sir.
How many do you have?
Just one.
One child. How old is that child?
3 months.
3 months. What's his name?
Julian.
All right. You take care of that rascal.
Yes, sir.
You will have to complete 48 hours of community service restitution. You will enroll in and complete in good faith the ATSE, anti-theft program. You will submit to random urinalysis for drugs for 6 months. Now, how do you earn a living?
I'm sorry?
How do you support yourself and your family?
I work.
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking you. What do you do?
Oh, I work in a restaurant. I'm a dishwasher.
How much, what are you paid?
13 an hour.
All right. I'm gonna set your supervisory fee at the minimum, which is $25 a month. Ms. Pollard, am I forgetting anything?
No, Judge.
Ms. Ward, any questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Lemon?
No,
Mr.
sir.
Lemon. All right, Mr. Lemon, you have 7 days to present yourself to the offices of County Court of Law number 5 so that your thumbprint can be placed on the documents as required by law.
Okay.
In addition, before you hang up today or this morning, I need you to confer with Ms. Marisa Selvich. She will get you started on the probation path. Probation department, by the way, for all 3 of you, the probation department will read to you your individual conditions of supervision, and you will sign them, and they will put a copy in your hands. Is that clear, Mr. Lemon?
Yes, sir.
Now you stay out of trouble. You've got a baby to take care of and raise and love and care for. So wait for Ms. Sedovich, otherwise you're excused. Ms. Ward, thank you for your assistance. You are excused unless you wish to visit with Mr. Lemon and Ms. Sedovich.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll wait and just at least get started in the meeting with them.
All right, Mr. Bohuslav.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the charge on Mr. Bohuslav?
DWI, Your Honor.
The straight DWI?
I
No.
believe so.
No,
Yes,
no,
Judge, we
Judge.
have a waiver. It was a DWI 0.15, but we're waiving that in extreme intoxication enhancement.
All right, so you have a motion, Ms. Pollard.
Yes, Judge, it was included in the paperwork, but we would just move to waive the 0.15 extreme intoxication enhancement.
Judge, this is Ron Zimmerman. At this point, I was informed by the state that they have not received the signed plea agreement. And I was not aware of that. May I confer with my client to get that problem corrected, Judge?
Yes, sir, you may. You're excused to do so. Then Larry Meadows
Yes, Judge.
on Ms. Musa. Ms. Musa,
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
okay. In this matter, you've applied for deferred adjudication. All right. Among the other questions I have is, how do you earn a living? How do you support yourself?
I'm the front office supervisor at Hotel Valencia.
Is it what kind of supervisor?
The front office supervisor?
Okay. Sounds nice.
It's very nice.
And what do you earn, ma'am?
16 an hour.
And do you have children you support?
I do. I have a soon-to-be 4-year-old.
A what?
Soon, a 4-year-old.
Okay. Do you receive child support or do you live with the father of the child?
I do not receive child support and I do not live with the father of the child.
And is there a particular reason why you're not getting child support?
I just have not gone after him. He has not been involved from the start.
Okay. All right. To the, Mr. Meadows, have you spoken carefully to Ms. Musa about what, if any, results or effects come with the assault bodily injury married?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. I think they are asking for affirmative finding of family violence.
Does this involve the father of the child or some other part of the family?
No, a boyfriend.
All right. Okay, then Ms. Musa, to the charge of assault bodily injury, married or family, how do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
As I have repeated several times, a no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court. You understand that?
I understand.
And it is sufficient for me to convict you of this charge. Is that understood?
I understand.
Now, my understanding again is that you are being, the part of the agreement is for deferred adjudication. Is that correct, Mr. Meadows?
Yes, it is.
All right. Ms. Musa, I accept your plea of no contest. I find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not. Instead, I am honoring the agreement to grant you deferred adjudication. Ms. Pollard, tell me about the punishment.
Yes, Judge. The agreement is a plea to case number 661-375. It's a $200 fine plus court costs, 8 months deferred adjudication, a PSE, continuing mental health treatment, 24 community service hours, the affirmative finding of family violence, a no harmful or injurious contact order with Colby Smith. And we will be taking into consideration case number 667551.
What is no contact with Colby?
No,
Colby, Colby.
Colby, okay. Last name?
Smith.
I think I got that one.
And Judge, it's not a no contact, it's no harmful and no injurious conduct.
Is that your understanding of the agreement, Mr. Meadows?
Yes, it is.
Ms. Musa, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then Judge, as we spoke yesterday, the one thing that has been mentioned is she has an ankle monitor on. We need to get that removed.
All right. I have accepted your plea of no contest. I find there sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I do not. You're granted, how much deferred, how long?
8 months, Judge.
8 months deferred adjudication. You're fined $200 and court costs. There is an affirmative finding of Ms. Pollard.
Yes,
There
Judge.
is one child in this case, is there not?
A child, Judge? I mean, yes, she has a child.
Right. The affirmative finding affects her rights with her own child, right? Is the child a child of Colby Smith?
No.
Oh.
The affirmative finding is a very significant finding. Okay, well, Mr. Meadows, you're the one that agreed to it. Fine of $200, affirmative finding of family violence, 8 months deferred. You will enlist in and complete in good faith the APSE program. You will have no contact, no harmful or injurious contact with Colby Smith. Is that the complaining witness in this case?
Yes, Judge.
You'll have continuing mental health treatment. You will do 24 hours of community service restitution. Your supervisory fee will be $34 a month. Any questions, Ms. Musa?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Meadows?
Yes, and I don't know if it was mentioned, cause number 667551 will be TIC'd.
That is correct. It is.
Okay.
And also the monitor that has been placed on you, the monitor will be removed. Anything else, Mr. Meadows?
Nope, that should do it.
Ms. Pollard?
Anything further from the state, Judge?
Okay, Ms. Musa, before you leave this proceeding, you will also need to meet with Ms. Marisa Serovich. She will place you on the path of the probation office and the probation program. Be sure that you come in for your thumbprint to be placed on the documents, and we'll proceed from there, okay?
Okay,
Good luck to you. Stay out of trouble.
thank you.
Y'all are excused, Mr. Meadows. You
Okay,
don't need
thank
to
you.
stick around, Ms. Musa, unless Mr. Meadows wants to stick around with you. All right,
All right, good. Have a good weekend, Judge.
you too. Stay safe. All right,
Judge, may I approach real quick? Suzanne,
Suzanne.
I don't know what's going on with the technology, but I signed the court's paperwork on my guy about 15 minutes ago. Hit click to sign, and he still doesn't have it at the jail. just a few minutes ago, I did Catherine's document and he's already got it now. So I don't know what's going on, but I can't resend it because I've already signed it.
Okay,
I have no idea what to fix that. I mean, we've had the deputies go through the email list and it's just not there. So I don't know if after I sign it, if there's a way for the court to resend that to the jail. I don't know how the technology of that works.
all right. We'll try and see if we can't get this squared away by 1:30 this afternoon.
Really? 1:30?
Yeah.
Judge,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I have an appointment at 1:30.
Who does?
I
Me
do.
too, actually. I do too.
Okay, well,
It's 11 o'clock. All the paperwork is signed other than I just need to get him to sign it a couple of places and we can do that. If we can just get the documents there and they should be there, but I don't, they're lost in the ether somewhere.
all right, well, Ms. Medrano, check into that, see what we need to do and just get this worked out.
Suzanne,
Ron
I'll just
Zimmerman.
send you another set.
And do it all over again?
Yeah, because I can't send you a reminder twice.
Yeah, no, but I signed it and clicked, went through it all with him on screen share and signed it, and he just hasn't gotten it. The only reason I asked is that's been like 15 minutes ago and he still doesn't have it. So,
Right. Let me see.
All right. Ron Zimmerman. Ron,
Yes, Judge.
so where are we with your client?
Well, we're trying to locate the plea agreement. I signed it last night and sent it off. I don't know why he didn't receive it. My client did not receive the plea agreement, and we're trying to track down where the disruption took place.
Ron, can you confirm his email address for me?
Sure. Let me go ahead and chat that to you and get that to you, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, so we're still waiting for Ron, we're still waiting for Suzanne. Who else we
Good
got?
morning, sir. Mike Sawyer, man. I approach.
Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir. I'm in court. That's why I was not on Zoom.
I
I'm
saw
here
that.
for
How's your
Jack.
lady doing?
It's for Jack Mayer on her cause
Right.
number 540755. This morning's docket.
He checked in this morning.
Yes, sir. He's still there in the upper right-hand corner.
Uh-huh.
Kirk Sherman is lead counsel, the judge. He had to file a motion of continuance. We did it with the court yesterday afternoon. Kirk has been hospitalized twice with respiratory problems in a hospital. His doctor does not want him going anywhere in a courtroom right now with COVID-19 and his respiratory problems, which are very, very severe right now.
Why don't we give him 60-day reset?
Judge, that'd be very fine.
How's your lady doing?
Judge, has been a great week. They stepped up all the therapy and she got off the walker. I'm very happy.
Well,
She's very happy.
good. All right, Mike. Thank you.
Judge, thank you so much, sir. Have a good
You're
afternoon.
excused. So where are we on Ron? Am I the roadblock on this thing, Ms. Medrano? Do you know?
What was that, Judge?
On Mr. Zimmerman, Bohuslav? They can't find the papers. Am I the one sitting on them or what?
You might be, Judge. I cannot get into my Adobe right now for some reason. Gosh.
Well, by golly, I am shocked that I might be the problem here. I'm gonna open up this crusty, dusty laptop that ain't worth rapa, in my humble opinion.
Catherine, I'm going to check with Mr. Boschloff and see if he got that. All right? Okay.
out. Ronald,
Yes.
what is your client's email?
Let me chat that to you, Nicole.
Okay.
And I just
When did
got
you sign the
notification.
paperwork?
I just got notification that he signed the plea agreement.
Okay, when did you sign your plea packet, Ronald?
I signed it last night.
Last night?
Yes, last night.
And was that a packet that I sent you or did Caitlin send you?
Well, that was packet that came from Catherine. And I would imagine the proper protocol, since this is just a plea agreement between the state and the defense, that it should have been rerouted after it was signed, should have been routed directly to Ms. Pollard. And then I would imagine after she's reviewed it, it would go to the court. I would imagine. I would think that's how the protocol would work.
Right, but the thing is that there's a plea agreement and then there's a plea packet.
Right. You should have had the plea packet that should have arrived with you on the 16th.
Okay, but it was me that sent it to you, right?
What's that?
It was me that sent it to you, correct?
I don't have that right here in front of me. I believe it was you that sent it to me, yes, and that I filled it out and signed it, and that I believe it was sent back. I think this is the protocol. It was sent back to you and then went to Mr. Boschloff, and he tells me that he did sign it.
Okay.
The court's plea packet, and then Catherine informed me that she hadn't received the plea agreement, and I think we've got that problem solved as well too. Although there's one minor issue concerning the ignition interlock that I think I need to address the court on.
Nicole, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I just wanted to verify whether or not you got all the plea paperwork on Mr. Tovar.
Okay, let me check. Yes, Alma, we did get yours.
Okay, so we have everything we need?
Yeah, I'm just waiting on Judge to sign that one.
Okay.
And then for Zimmerman, let's see.
And Judge and Nicole, I just did want to let you know, I think our 3 remaining pleas, all of the paperwork on my end is ready to go. It's just
Okay,
with
I'm
Judge.
on the phone with Linda. I believe she does have Ron Zimmerman's paperwork.
Yvonne's paperwork should be on its way because we finished signing it about a minute or 2 ago.
Okay, all right, we got it. Thank you, Linda.
We're good to go.
Okay, bye. Yes, let's go.
Have you got the papers yet?
Judge, everything should be good to go. There's one set of plea agreement that I'm gonna send you in your email because Adobe is not giving you a place to sign it, but I'll be able to give that to you and email it to you so that you have it.
Okay.
Everything should be good to go, yes.
But everything is good to go.
So who do we have then?
We have Mr. Zimmerman's client is ready, Ms. Kramer's client is ready, and Ms. Benavidez's client is ready.
Right.
Judge, if I could, this is Robert Maurer. I apologize. My office did not tell me that I was set in your court this morning, nor did they tell my client, Terrence Watson. I wanted to see if you could recall him for Monday. I anticipate it's going to be a plea. I apologize. I was not aware I was set with you.
Can call it, recall. Are we recalling anything for Monday, Ms. Medrano?
No, Judge, and I don't see his client on our docket.
Terrence Watson?
What's the case number, Robert?
Hold on, my office just took it so they could call my client. Hold on, Judge, I'll grab it.
I don't see his client, Judge.
I don't either.
Judge, it's 60286.
Say again?
610286 on a Terrence Watson.
No, sir. Not on our docket today.
Oh, well, panic avoided. I'll call the court, but I apologize.
Not to worry.
I thank you, Judge.
Okay, now we have then Ms. Benavidez. What's the case number?
That is case number 659063 on Samuel Tovar.
Sammy? Or Samuel?
Samuel Tovar.
Okay. The charge?
It's a DWI, Your Honor.
First?
Yes.
Okay. You have already an agreement on that, and
Yes, Your Honor.
all right. So that's ready. Zimmerman, we're going to continue with yours, right?
Yes, I believe so, Judge. I think we have all the paperwork prepared and presented to the court, and I think we're ready to proceed.
And we also have, do we have Ms. Kramer or not?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Pardon me?
We're ready to go. We have
All right.
everything done. Yeah.
So we have Ibarra at the jail. For Suzanne Kramer, where's Zimmerman? Okay, we have Bohuslav, and then we have Benavidez, Mr. Tovar. All right. Finally. We're gonna have you do this all over again, Mr. Bohuslav, Mr. Tovar, Mr. Bohuslav, and Mr. Ibarra. Would the three of you please raise your right hands? Your other right hand, Mr. Tovar. Do each of you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you submit will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Tovar.
I swear, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Bohuslav. You're muted, Mr. Bohuslav.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Mr. Ibarra.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Gentlemen, the three of you have been sworn, and before we proceed, I need to talk to you about the different rights and protections that you have. In case number 659063, Mr. Tavar, you're charged with DWI. In case number 651778, Mr. Bohuslav, you're charged with what DWI 0.15 or higher. And on case number 656327, Mr. Andrew Ibarra, you're charged with assault, bodily injury, family. Now, each of you has the right to remain silent in your individual cases. That means you do not have to make a statement of any kind. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit paperwork, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have those rights, Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bohuslav
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Tovar.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In addition, each of you has the right to a jury trial. That means each of you, with your attorney in the state, could select 6 people from our community from a jury pool of disinterested parties, and they could hear the entire trial and decide whether you've been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt or whether you in fact are not guilty. You understand you have the right to a jury trial, Mr. Bohuslav,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tovar,
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Ibarra.
That is correct. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you each have the right to confront witnesses. If you go to trial, each of you will have people come in and testify, and you individually, with your attorney, would have the right to question, cross-examine, or challenge any witness who would testify. It's called the right of confrontation. Do you understand you have that right, Mr. Tovar,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bohuslav,
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, you have what's called a right of appeal. Generally speaking, that's a right where you or your attorney can demand that a higher court review the official record of this proceeding. That official record is being prepared by Ms. Rochelle Thompson. That is an official record. That challenge you could make would have to be a legal challenge. You'd have to follow the rules on form and substance and even on time limitations. But that's generally the right to appeal. Do you understand that, Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tovar,
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Also, each of you has the individual right to, and by the way, in each of your cases, the state does too. So you and the state have the right to demand that this proceeding be held in open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing that. In order to proceed, you have each signed a document titled the defendant's consent to video conference, which is how we're handling this. Does anyone have a question about that? Mr. Bohuslav,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Tovar?
No, Your Honor.
All right, now, in order to proceed, each of you has reviewed documents with your attorney, and you have signed those documents. The documents that you have signed, did you understand what they said, Mr. Tovar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did any of you have any questions about the documents that you signed, Mr. Bohuslav,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra,
No, Your Honor.
and Mr. Tovar?
No, Your Honor.
All right, now, let's start off with each of you has a document that you reviewed and signed. Oh, let me go back to each of your attorneys. Attorneys, you have each signed a document indicating that you believe, that you affirm that the state has complied with Article 39.14 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure in that they have complied with a requirement of discovery. Is that true, Ms. Benavides?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Kramer?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes, Judge.
And do each of you also aver as officers of the court that you have in fact reviewed carefully the documents that your clients have signed that are part of the record in this matter. Mr. Zimmerman,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kramer, Ms.
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes, Judge.
and Ms. Benavides.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, gentlemen, the three of you, you have signed a document that's titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights in Court's Admonitions. That particular document specifically talks about how you are pleading in your case, what you're pleading to. It talks about the range of punishment for the offense that you're involved in. It also reminds you of all the different rights and protections that have been presented to you orally and now in writing. Do any of you have any questions about that particular document? Mr. Bohuslav,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra,
No, Your Honor.
and Mr. Tovar.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Further, each of you has applied, let's see. Ms. Benavides, is your client going to ask for probation?
Yes, Your Honor, regular probation.
Okay. Mr. Zimmerman, is your client going to ask for probation?
Yes, he's going to be requesting deferred adjudication probation, Judge.
All right, sir. And Ms. Kramer.
Yes, Judge, we're applying for deferred.
All right. Now, the three of you have each applied for probation of one kind or another. Two of you are asking for deferred adjudication. One is asking for regular probation. All of them are a written binding legal agreement between you and the court. The agreement for one is that you will live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. As long as you do that, your case will conclude and there'll be no problem, no jail. If you fail or refuse to live up to the conditions of supervision, then in the case of regular probation, the court can bring you in after official notice and revoke your probation and put you in jail. On the deferred adjudication, two of you are getting a very beneficial program in that I will not find you guilty, but if you mess up on the probation, then the state can ask me to give you official notice, bring you in for a hearing, and if I believe it is appropriate, I will in fact enter a conviction or a finding of guilt and a conviction. Is that clear to all three of you? Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Tovar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, did each of you know and understand very clearly what you were telling me and committing to when you signed the application for probation? Mr. Tovar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bohuslav?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, each of you has signed a plea agreement. And you've also made out applications for probation and given me information in there. Is the information you provided true and accurate, Mr. Tovar?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge of DWI, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
A no contest plea is considered a guilty plea and is sufficient for me to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then I will accept your plea of no contest. Based on your plea and the evidence, I find you guilty. What is the agreement in his particular case, Ms. Pollard?
Judge, in this case, the agreement is a $500 fine plus court costs, 180 days Bexar County Jail probated over 9 months. The DWI education, victim impact panel live, TAP evaluation, 48 community service hours, and ignition interlock for 1/2 the term.
All right. Mr. Tovar, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Benavides, is that your understanding?
Your Honor, with exception to the ignition interlock, we would be asking the court for Smart Start Mobile. My client does not own a vehicle or have access to a vehicle.
How did he get arrested in DWI if he doesn't?
He was using someone else's vehicle, Your Honor.
And have we had submitted to us, to the court, affidavit saying that?
I prepared an affidavit of non-driving and provided that to him for him to have executed in the presence of a notary. Has the court, does the court not have that in their file?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I
Mr.
will.
Tavar, did you sign that?
I haven't got to it yet, but I will get it
You're
done.
gonna have to, otherwise you're gonna get ignition interlock.
Okay.
You appear to be in a car right now. Whose car is that?
It's my coworker's car. I just got out of work. Well,
Okay.
I took a little time out.
What do you do to support yourself and anyone else?
I work in the construction.
And how much do you earn per month?
I make about 3K.
Say what?
3,000.
Alrighty. I'm gonna say 3,100 just for grins. All right. And do you have children you support?
No.
Alrighty. The court finds that the agreement is appropriate. You are fined $500 plus court costs. You are sentenced to 180 days Bexar County Jail. That is suspended and probated for 9 months. Is that correct, Ms. Pollard?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Okay. I wrote it over some stuff I couldn't see. 9 months probation. You will complete the DWI education program, the Victim Impact Panel Live. You will submit to a TAP evaluation and the recommendations. You will perform 48 hours community service restitution. And as long as you provide the affidavits required to the Department of Probation, you will have the Smart Start Mobile for a term of 4.5 months continuously. During the entire period of probation, which is 9 months, you will not drink any alcohol at all, nor will you use any illegal drugs. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I need you, you have 1 week to present yourself in the open public courtroom in the offices of County Court of Law number 5, so that you can have your thumbprint placed on the documents that require your thumbprint. Before you leave, you will meet with Ms. Marisa Serovich, so she can put you on the path to the probation. Probation will read to you the conditions of supervision. You will sign them. They will put a copy in your hands. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Tovar, stay out of trouble.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, you may, Ms. Benavides. Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Judge.
Ronald Zimmerman on Mr. Bohuslav. What is the plea on that, Mr. Bohuslav?
No contest, Your Honor.
A no contest plea is considered a guilty plea in this court and is sufficient for me to convict you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And how do you make a living, sir?
I just got hired as a waiter.
What do you
Starting
expect
a new
will
job.
be your income?
Excuse me?
What do you expect will be your income?
It's hard to say, but I'm hoping for about 2,000 a month at least.
All right. Do you have children you support?
No, Your Honor, just cats.
Alrighty.
I have a lot of those though.
So to the charge of, okay, now there's a motion by the state to waive the 0.15 enhancement, also known as extreme intoxication. Is that correct, state?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
And defense, is there any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
There being none, then Mr. Bohuslav, you are no longer charged with extreme intoxication, you're in charge with DWI first. That is the
Thank you.
matter to which you have pled no contest.
Yes,
State,
Your Honor.
what is the agreement on deferred is for how long?
Judge, it is a 12 months deferred agreement.
All right.
That is correct, Judge.
It is
Fine.
a $500 fine plus court costs, 24 community service hours, DWI education, victim impact panel, TAP evaluation, and the ignition interlock for half the term.
And Judge, if I may address the court concerning the ignition interlock.
We'll do that after I make the pronunciation.
Okay.
The court finds that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, Mr. Bohuslav, but in accordance with the agreement for deferred adjudication, I do not find you guilty. Instead, I'm placing you on 12 months deferred adjudication. You are fined $500 plus court costs. You will perform 24 hours of community service restitution. You will participate in and complete in good faith the DWI education program and the victim impact panel program. You will submit to a TAP evaluation and the recommendations. You'll have ignition interlock for 6 months, but I'll hear from your attorney. Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Boschloff, this was a DWI involving a one-car accident, Mr. Boschloff's car. That car has received enough damage that it was considered a total loss. Mr. Boschloff does not own a vehicle, and he does not have access to a vehicle. And we're requesting from the court that Mr. Boschloff be allowed the Smart Start mobile in lieu of the ignition interlock, Judge. In addition, he does not have at this time an affidavit of non-driving. I will draft that and get that to him. And I was thinking, Judge, if it pleases the court, that Mr. Boschloff be allowed to deliver that completed and executed affidavit of non-driving when he presents himself to the court in person for the thumbprint.
Very good. And
I can do that
so,
Monday.
Court accepts that, agrees to it, and so orders. You too, Mr. Boschloff, have to go to the court offices to have your thumbprint placed on the documents as required by law. Any question, Mr. Boschloff?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Zimmerman?
No further questions, Judge.
All right, then, gentlemen, you're excused, except Mr. Boschloff has to go and visit with Ms. Sedovich. All right, now, Andrew Ibarra.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with assault, bodily injury, family. What is the plea gonna be on that? I understand it's gonna be a deferred, right?
Yes, Judge, it will be a no contest plea.
A no contest plea. And Ms. Pollard, tell me what the results will be as far as punishment.
Judge, it is a $500 fine plus court costs. It's 24 months deferred, 30 community service hours, APSE, and a no contact order with Dora Ibarra,
DORA
DORA.
is not a no harmful and no injuries, it's just no
No,
contact.
Judge, it
period.
is a no contact order. With Andres Ibarra, and with 310 East Rector Drive. And that's San Antonio, Texas, 78216. And then also we are taking into consideration case number 658475.
658-475 will be taken into consideration. Now, Mr. Ibarra, your plea officially to this charge was no contest, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And you understand that is considered a guilty plea here in this court. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court finds that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, including your own plea. But I do not find you guilty. I am granting you 24 months deferred adjudication. You are fined $500 court costs. You will perform 30 hours of community service restitution. You will complete the AP, like Paul, SE program. There will be a no contact order with Dora Ibarra. What is she related to you, sir?
That's my mother.
That's a shame. No contact order with your mom. Who's Andres Ibarra?
That's my father.
That's more shame. And there'll be no contact with him either. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You will complete the what do we have?
Judge, it's the APSE
Okay,
course,
I've announced that.
30 community service hours.
I have that.
And that's it, Judge.
That is correct, Judge. That's the extent of the state's plea bargain. I just want to let the judge know and Mr. Ibarra, I contacted the felony court prosecutor while you were doing the plea, a reminder that Andrew was pleading now and to dismiss the felonies. Of course, it takes a little while with COVID, Mr. Ibarra, for that to be processed. So even if you're ready to get released on the deferred, it might be till after 5 and you won't be able to report your probation until Monday before those the felony dismissals get on the system.
Now, how do you earn a living, sir?
I'm going to be staying with my best friend in shirts.
I know, but how do you earn a living? How do you pay for your income?
Oh,
what is your?
I'm an artist. I paint canvases.
And what do you earn?
It varies. It's been like 500 a month. I mean, really, this past year has been brutal for me, so I haven't really sold much.
And you're going to pay a $500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Did you increase the fine from 500, Judge, to 1,000?
I'm sorry?
I thought the plea bargain was for a $500 fine. I just heard I thought I heard him say $1,000.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay.
The supervisory fee will be $25 a month. All right. Questions, Mr. Ibarra?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Kramer?
No, Judge, I'm good.
State?
Nothing further from the state, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ibarra, you're required to have your fingerprints, or your thumbprint rather, placed on the documents as required by law. That might can be done there at the jail. I'm not certain. Find out. If they don't do it there, then you be sure to present yourself in the offices of County Court Law number 5 to have your thumbprint affixed on the documents. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And now, before you hang up or before you close up there, you two will have to meet with Ms. Marisa Serovich so that you can get placed on the path to probation. The probation conditions, as we talked to them and others, they'll be read to you, you will sign them, and then you'll have a copy in your hands. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Stay the hell out of trouble, especially with your own family. There's no excuse for that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Kramer.
Yes, Judge.
Have you carefully explained to him the consequences of assault, bodily injury, family?
I have several times, Judge, to make sure he fully understood the repercussions, yes.
Very good. Ms. Kramer, thank you for your time and your help.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good luck, Mr. Ibarra.
You stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Meet with Ms. Sedovich. All righty. Who do we have? We have Mr. Charles Sierra. What's going on with you?
Judge, yeah, Matt, I'd like to approach. I don't have anything on the docket today. I have another case where I filed maybe 2 weeks ago, 10 days or something along those lines, a motion to modify bond conditions. I was originally hoping to see you not this past Friday, but before, but the court was canceled. My client has a hearing not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. In the meantime, he has a warrant, and I'm concerned about that. He works construction. He's got a child, and I don't
Give me
want
his case number.
It's 621371.
And the name?
Jose Jaramillo. Bless you, Your Honor.
Thank you. What is the charge?
It's a DWI, and it's a tale of woe with his bond conditions. I'll just cut it short. The snowstorm back in February was trying to get it recalibrated. That didn't work, and then you changed it, and he got picked up, and he had to bond out again. And you put an abuse and the blower. The abuse makes him sick. The blower makes it very difficult for him to work because he has to get down off the roof and this and that. What he's willing to do, if Your Honor is in agreement, is the 24-hour monitor. Put that on 24/7. That way he's under watch with no interruption at all. But that makes it easier for him to work in his construction job instead of having to take time out every hour. And that
All right,
kind of
the
thing.
court will order scram. What else we got?
That's it, Your Honor. If we can do that, you'll have the time that you put in there to get that put on. And if you could remove the warrant, and we're good to go.
Okay, we'll recall the warrant, but you tell him that I'm watching.
Will do, Judge.
And if he steps out of line, I'm gonna slam him back in line. We'll recall
Understood,
the
Judge.
warrant, remove antabuse. What's the other condition that was burdensome?
The what do you call it? The blow every hour.
It's not
Not
ignition interlock. It's
No, not ignition interlock. The one that he has to blow in every hour or every other hour.
the portable device.
Right.
All right. Scram should do the trick,
Yes, Your Honor.
but you let him know that he better sure as hell not step out of line.
Will do, Judge. Absolutely.
Ms. Medrano, would you see to it that those changes get made on 621371?
Yes, sir.
Jose Jaramillo. And some necks of the woods, it's called Jose Jaramillo, but not in my neighborhood. All right. Ryan, what's going on? Why are you waiting?
All right. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you are, Mr. Sierra. Thank you for coming in. Sorry you had to wait so long.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, Judge, I did not get permission to leave, so I want to request.
Oh,
if
I'm sorry.
may be-
My apologies, Mr. Gentleman.
Ron,
You're a gentleman, and I appreciate your work and your help. You are excused. You have a good weekend and stay safe.
Okay, thank you, Judge, and hopefully the Longhorns will win this weekend.
Well, they better.
Yep.